Brothers of the shining moon, heaven, earth, and sea, I call upon you in this hour, bring magic unto me. Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me the songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. And we're being broadcast live tonight, of course, on Truth Frequency Radio, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and TalkStream Live. And if you are in YouTube land, if I did it right, I gotta tell you, YouTube changed something. I hate updates. I really do. Anyways, if you're off in YouTube world, make sure you hit that thumbs up, the like, subscribe button, and all that jazz. And if you if you want to be notified, hopefully, if I'm going live or there's a new video, click on the bell. So yeah, I'm hoping it works. Anyways, no matter how you are hearing me, make sure you stop in and say hello, either by dropping a howdy in the chat rooms, or send me an email at wildpaisley@gmail.com. That's WILDEPAISLEY@gmail.com. And if you want to support the show, please do so. You can do that at etsy.com/shop/Monarch Mountain Studio with MTN for Mountain. Or you can go to patreon.com/The Spaces Between. And I do generally recommend that folks check out ialife.com. ialife is the official sponsor of Truth Frequency Radio, and just a bang up awesome product. It's good for your health. The best of ialife, or ayahuasca and CBD, blended together for your benefit. Try it. You'll like it. It's good for you, especially with all this stuff going on anymore. And the call line is open tonight. Yes, it is. Just had to double check because, I can't go a weekend without at least one tech issue. That number is 213-233-3998. Or if you're across the pond in the UK, go to 44203-393-2871. So, yeah. I hope Saturday was good for you, has been good for you. And Sunday is ready to be a good day for you, too. I hope. Happy, powerful, positive thoughts. Yes, positive, powerful thoughts. Today is August 8th is the Lion's Gate is open, and lots of energy floating through the Lion's Gate, and it is that adventure with that energy. Some people are feeling it more than others. Some are getting a stronger download than others, or impact from the Sirius and the sun being in Leo. And yeah, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but 2020 has been just interesting. Not necessarily a good interesting or a bad interesting, just interesting. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Interesting. Tonight, I wanted to talk a little bit about animals and paganism. And the reason why is, well, I've got my Basil dog, who is just getting to be an old man. He's 15 years old, I think, roughly. Yeah, about 15. He's a beagle boxer. And he used to be a lot more red than he is today. And he's got a lot of gray going on. Not moving as fast. But then neither am I, so this is a good thing. And then got the kitty, Andromeda. We call her Drama. And we had another dog. His name was Diego for quite a long time. And he passed just as we were going into the shutdown stuff. And I've got 10 chickens, I think. They're out in the chicken coop doing their thing, laying eggs, creating dust, giving me feathers. that I put on dream catchers because I like to locally source my feathers for my dream catchers. So yeah, for my own chickens. And then we've got a roomie here, and our roomie has had a really rough year. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, rough year. And brought home a kitty for her. And, it's amazing the impact a small fuzzy critter has on us when it comes time to, just to be with them and just the energy they bring. I got to tell you, I've had a pet in my life, almost always a dog, for pretty much my entire life. In the last 20 years, it's been, 15 with Basil. It's been a couple years with a cat, no dog, and then a dog, and cats, and cats and dogs. I'm just going to the dogs. So I got to thinking, as often as I approach Saturday evening after a long week of life, I had to think, let's talk about the energy that the animals bring to us, and what do animals mean or symbolize in paganism, and had some other information that popped up as I was doing just kind of a quick search and look around to see what I could see, because there's a lot of information out there. Not all of it's good, but we'll just say there's a lot of information out there. And the meaning of the different animals, when it comes to paganism and such, what does it mean? Because they all mean different things. Now, one thing I did want to mention before I get too far into this is not all pets are familiars, not all familiars are pets. And I want to say this because there's a big misunderstanding about that, because you may love your fur baby, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're familiar. Your familiars are slightly different. I'm going to talk about those a little bit more also. Now, I have talked about familiars in the past, but yeah. And so, yeah, just wanted to mention it because, it's real. And a lot of people don't understand the same thing. And in doing the research and such, so I've looked at animals a bit anyways, there's a lot of kids out there. I say kids loosely, but there's a lot of kids out there that don't necessarily understand the difference between a familiar and a pet. And I think it's partly because there's that a lot of TV, think of Charmed, Sabrina, that kind of thing. There's an assumption that your pet is, of course, going to be your familiar, and that's not necessarily the case. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm going to mention spirit animals. We're going to talk about spirit animals because those are real too. So, yeah. Sorry. I was doing research as I was reading stories to Mini-Me, so I'm just trying to send myself some links and some information. And, yeah. I think I got them all. Yes. So, first off, animals in paganism, yes, that's real. Pagans, witches, often, if you think witch, you automatically jump to bats, crows or ravens, sometimes an owl. Thank you, Harry Potter. And if I didn't say cats, I'm going to say cats again, because cats are black cats especially are associated with witches. There's nothing wrong with a black cat. A black cat is no more pagan or witchy than a pair of ski boots. I can't think of any other analogy. Cats are cats. It doesn't matter what color they are. But, people. Because people. So, yes. And if you do want to chime in, please do so. Again, if you call and I don't answer, I'm not ignoring you. I just didn't see that you have, called. So, anyways, there's a lot of animals and animal symbolism in paganism and in witchcraft. And I missed a link. Doggone it. And be careful when you're doing your research that you're not getting information from World of Warcraft or Harry Potter or Magic the Gathering, because, wow, there's a lot of that information out there. Because spiders actually are just as pagan or witchy as cats are. Did you know that? Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you did know that. Oh, drat. So, now, animals in general, if you see an animal, often, it doesn't necessarily mean it's your familiar or your spirit animal. And a spirit animal or animal familiar is different than a totem animal. A totem is animals are generally associated with First Nation tribe animism because they are slightly different. And if I came across the new term today is the plastic shaman. Plastic shaman is someone who has basically appropriated a tribal tradition and started calling themselves a shaman without being a shaman or being truly accepted by a tribe of any kind. And they pick a new name and they think that they are just this thing, and they start charging people money because they're I don't know, their image. Just be aware. Don't be a plastic shaman. Now this doesn't mean that there's there's not, that is not real, because there are people out there appropriating things every time we turn around. So be aware that a lot of pagans and witches don't necessarily sacrifice animals because it's not what we do, especially not today. Now, historically, that may not have been the same thing because it was commonly understood that the only way to get the energy or the essence of the animal was to either sacrifice it during a ritual, if that's what you needed the energy for, or ritually sacrificing it to have the parts to put in spells or things, rituals. And that's, as we've learned more about the world that we live in, we accept that we don't need to do that anymore. We don't need those pieces like that. We don't need the energy like that. So, we don't really do that whole animal sacrifice, which I'm glad, because I wouldn't be very good at it. I don't want to. And you just be aware that a lot of people have that misconception that if you're a witch, you sacrifice things. People, possibly animals, probably, etc. And it's not really it's a misconception. We'll just leave it at that. So yes, excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. My raspberry lemonade is just not doing it for me tonight. So, animal familiars. What is an animal familiar? I'm going to talk about that just real briefly. Animal familiar. An animal familiar is often a repository of energy that, or help, that assists you in a ritual or practice, especially if you're doing energy work. And there's not as much information out there as you would think regarding familiars. I recommend books rather than online. That's where you're going to get the better information, because if you just go online, yes, you're going to get a lot of Harry Potter stuff. And the assumption that, yes, familiars are everywhere. And familiars are generally a special animal, not just your pet. They may call to you, they may come to you of their own free will. And I don't mean like you're leaving food out for your local feral kitties and one just decides it's not as feral and it wants to live with you, or you pick the cute puppy out at the pet store, because not all animals are familiars. And familiars are often power animals, or to me, I should say, power animals, spirit animals, and familiars are kind of synonymous and related. They're not independent of one another. So if you do connect with an animal entity while meditation or doing a spiritual journey, or else talk about spirit animals in a little bit and how you connect with one, especially during like astral travel, don't be surprised if you have that animal then show up in real life and want to spend more time with you. Because they do. Now, yes, you can use animal parts in rituals. Just make sure they're ethically sourced. Either you're out wildcrafting, you come across antlers, or an animal that has been, like a deer, for instance, that's encountered a pack of wolves or deer or coyotes, and they are no longer, they didn't make it through the winter, basically, and you've got bones and whatnots. Yeah, absolutely. Use those in your rituals. So just those parts, different parts have different energies and different strengths, and bring different energy to you. Now, with the familiars, going back to that, I'm a little ADD again tonight, guys, sorry. There isn't as much, written accounts, or as many written accounts of familiars or what they really are. Again, it's mostly almost, there's a lot of it is fiction and assumption and interpretation of fiction, and that's why there's familiars. So, anyways. Hold on. Hey, Dawn's on.
How does it look?
You're dark.
You were talking about, when you were talking about sacrificing, part of that is that we found out, I would imagine that we found out that the living energy of the animal is better than the life energy of the animal.
Right, and those are two extraordinarily different things.
Right.
Because anybody who's ever had a cat sit on their lap, or a dog, stare at you with, big gooey eyes and just like pet me and stuff, the look that the dog will give you when they want a treat. That is living energy. Or the dog snoring on your feet, that warmth, that comfort, that is living energy. And
it's reharvestable.
Absolutely. And it'll re-energize you. If you've ever had a bad day and you go home and you have a dog or a cat and they just walk up to you like,
Just
"Hello,
kick the cat and pet the dog.
I love you. Feed me, but I love you." You know, they have a strong connection to you, and so that's that living energy will often recharge us faster than life energy ever
Right.
will.
Exactly. That's kind of my point. Yeah.
Yep, life energy is finite. Living energy is not. It is more infinite. So yes, excellent point. Yes, Julia. Hello, feed me. I love you. Sounds like a 3-year-old. Um, let's see. So, using animal parts in paganism. Just talking about animals and stuff in general. Naturally dropped items are so much better. Or things that are out there in the world naturally, like deer antlers. Even cats, if you have a pet cat, often cats will lose a claw just in their, they'll have one shed naturally, same with dogs. That fur, if anybody who's ever had a pet knows that fur happens, hair happens,
Happens for no reason.
right? If you have birds shed their feathers on a regular process or period.
I'm so ticked off, I'm molting.
Exactly. And then, animals do die. So if you have one that you are out and about and you find one, the carcasses have definite value. It is good to purify those animal parts, especially if you get them secondhand. So like here locally, we have antlers all over the place. Deer antlers, elk antlers, moose antlers.
Well, not so much moose, but yeah.
And not as many moose because there's just not as many of them. Even caribou antlers, because Idaho still has a teeny herd of caribou. So it's not without, you could actually come across a caribou antler. But here locally there's a market for them. So whether people have found them as sheds or people out hunting have them extra, they might sell them. So you might come across them at a thrift store, an auction, a garage sale, side of the road, people giving them away, or if you go to like a antique shop, they might be there, or there are people who actually just sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Even our local pawn shops will sell antlers. They'll buy antlers and sell antlers. So yeah, antlers are everywhere. So so if you do get those antlers in a secondhand sort, make sure you cleanse them, because you don't know what kind of energy was associated with those antlers
Between the time they were shed.
exactly.
And so
Yeah, because you don't know what happened. And same with if you're harvesting or collecting bones, like here on the road we live on, there was a goat that was hit last year. Deer are hit often just because they run a deer do commit suicide by running in front of cars every so often. They are not afraid to play dodge the car, unfortunately. A friend of ours hit a turkey, of all things. So those things have happened, and you can collect the bones. Idaho actually has one of those laws where you can harvest the meat if that's your gig. If something dies, I wouldn't necessarily do a deer, but a elk or a moose, that's different. So sometimes there's the roadkill is on the side of the road or in the ditch, and after a certain period of time, yeah, you might want to stop and pick those up, because rib bones they make interesting tools. Antlers make interesting tools. Jaw bones. If anybody has ever looked at pictures on Pinterest of different people's, altars and stuff, you may see, jaw bones or skulls or of any type, basically. So, that's why you may, you harvest them that way. But I would probably recommend cleansing those bones, because you don't know under what circumstances that happened. The fear from the deer or the animal just before it was struck by a car, that's a real thing. So you don't necessarily want to bring that fear into your life. Or maybe there was an illness associated, because illness happens.
It's too bad we couldn't harvest that elk that laid down and died.
In retrospect, yeah,
We should have.
it should have. But at the same time, I'm glad we didn't harvest it before it died because we don't know why it died.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But yeah, it would have been a great skull. Lots of bones, the hide. Oh, goodness. But yeah. So, just if you're using things from a dead animal, make sure it was harvested ethically, responsibly, and yeah, I would cleanse that stuff if you didn't collect it yourself, or if you're not the hunter and went and got the stuff yourself.
Right.
Do the cleansing before you use the thing, because you don't want that leftover energy that may have been attached to it in some way, shape, or form. And with that, we're going to our first break already. So we see you guys on the flip side. Hello, my lovelies. This is Paisley Wild, and we are off adventuring into the spaces between. And I hope, yeah, I see y'all just chatting around in the chat room, so thank you. And I would say hello to you individually, but yeah. Stinky sewer rat. Paisley's. I don't know what you're saying, Bomber. At Stinky Sewer Rat, Paisley's spiritual walk in her pagan journey.
Oh. Is this a new person?
I don't know. Bomber said that. I don't know what she means. I don't get it. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just means I don't get it. So let's talk about spirit animals real quick, and then I want to talk about what some of those different animal. Oh, gotcha. The different animals mean if you come across them, especially if you're doing a spirit walk, a spirit journey, meditation, dreams, that kind of thing. So, oh, hello, Stinky Sewer Rat is a new person. Hi. So spirit animals are considered protectors and guides from the spirit realm, and they can appear at various stages in our life to offer assistance, bring warnings, offer comfort, or help you find solutions to hard problems, because those do happen. Those spirits may also teach you to embrace important aspects of your personality, such as courage, playfulness, or transformation, while some spirit animals will show up in different points in your life. There will probably be one that is consistently showing up as your primary spirit guide throughout your life. And now, sometimes, again, your spirit animal can bring you an important message. And when this happens, you really need to pay attention to your surroundings and whatever it is they're trying to tell you. Listen, if your spirit animal is giving you a message, pay attention. It's a sticky note you should not ignore. That message can be about a place, your life, other people, maybe even like which job to apply for, or which one to leave, when to move, when not to move, whether or not you should marry this person, because yeah, there are times when your spirit guide will stop and say, dude, back off. And sometimes your spirit guides, your spirit animals, will bring messages from those who have passed and are existing in the spirit realm or in the afterworld. And so just as a side note, I do often say spirit realm, but I may mean afterlife. I use them kind of interchangeably, I've noticed. Just saying. So each of the different spirit animals do come with specific talents and gifts and associations. For example, if your spirit animal is a bird, it may encourage you to break free from things that are holding you back in life. If your spirit animal is, say, a dolphin, maybe it's time to embrace your playful nature, or your good nature and your playfulness. Owls often have great insight and might lend you an ability to see, what may be hidden from plain sight. They say being associated with thunderbirds is kind of a big deal, and that's awesome. Just saying. Sometimes spirit animals might appear that you don't expect. So even though you might think you have a strong connection with wolves or tigers, you may see salamanders or possums often. Don't ignore them. Just because you don't think you have an affinity with them doesn't mean you don't. It may mean that you want to have an affinity, but that's an entirely different thing. Because, yeah, those spirits can appear in any form, and they're just trying to give you a message. You need to pay attention to what it is. And it's kind of like ignoring the stop sign and blowing through it and having an accident. You don't want that. Pay attention to the signs. And if you're not listening to the messages that your spirit animal is trying to convey, they may appear inside your dreams. And if you don't pay attention there, you may have waking dreams, and those are scary too. That message is important to you. If they're going to the effort of giving it to you, you need to pay attention. This is part of the reason why you should journal everything. If you're dreaming about things, you better be writing them down. Because if a possum shows up in your dream over and over and over again, you're missing something and you need to pay attention. And otherwise you're going to miss the boat. And so just pay attention. It is easy to tell when a spirit animal is trying to get your attention because they appear everywhere. Magazines, TV, radio, dreams, billboards, as you're driving around, walking, looking out the window. It doesn't matter. They will start showing up. And synchronicity, yes. It is synchronicity for a reason. They're showing up everywhere. And it's just one of the ways that, your spirit animal try to get your attention. And once that message has been received, you'll stop seeing the animal. Or if you've ignored it for so long that it doesn't matter anymore, then you'll stop seeing the animal and you've missed the boat. It's like buying the lottery ticket with the winning numbers.
And then not checking it.
Right after the lottery has already been drawn, and so the numbers you have are for the lottery next week because you weren't paying attention to what time the things cut off. But they were the numbers for this week. And then you get all your hopes up and you lost. So pay attention. Details. They're important. Once you learn the different ways that your spirit animals are trying to connect to you or appear to you, it'll get a little bit easier. And it won't be quite trying to figure things out as much. And depending upon who you're speaking with and your tradition, because that's real, spirit animals are called by other names, sometimes as familiars, guardians, power animals, totems. Now again, like I mentioned earlier, totems are often associated more with First Nations. And just be aware. Yeah. I told you it was a little better. You keep moving things.
I didn't move it since you told me.
Yeah. Hold, please. So, so for some people, knowing who or what their spirit animal is, it's a real natural thing. Something that they've been drawn to for as long as they remember. I don't know what to tell you, man. And maybe you've always been drawn to wolves or foxes. Maybe it's horses, whatever. But those connections that you feel towards specific animals are often your subconscious or your intuition telling you that you have a deeper kinship towards those specific animals. And, for others, they will see the same animal often throughout your life, like cats when you're outside, or crows, ravens, owls. Stop and think about how often do you see an owl in your general course of the day? Not often. So if you start seeing an owl everywhere you go, it's your sign. So, and once you do know what your spirit animal is, be prepared. There's going to be other symbols and messages that you're going to start receiving.
Some of them just don't shut up.
That would be your dog. So, now, if you're having problems getting in touch with your spirit animal, meditation is your friend. Sit quietly, meditate, focus upon what your spirit animal is, and they will offer guidance when you connect. Make sure you're journaling. Again, I say journal a lot, and I'm serious about this. Journal, 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 because what you don't measure, you can't manage. You can't track it. You don't know what's going on. And so if you're not writing it down and paying attention to what you're dreaming, you're not going to catch the significance. Because how often do you have this dream, you wake up with like, wow, I'm never going to forget that dream. You get up, you have your cup of coffee, you're like, so what did I dream last night? I mean, how often do I lose track of what I was talking about after 2.5 minutes of commercials on the show here? Yeah, seriously, write it down. If you're still not connecting during meditation sometimes, maybe your subconscious is blocking you a little bit. Set your intention prior to going to sleep and let your subconscious take over and let it out. Again, it's part of the reason why you should have a dream book and write it all down. So, yes, write it down, write it down, write it down. And, once you do get in touch with your spirit animal, you'll be able to call on them whenever you need help, or guidance, additional strength, that kind of thing. And sometimes comfort. Often, I talk to people, especially where I work, is right across the street from them, or within a 1 block radius of like 4 tattoo shops. So I see a lot of people with new tattoos.
And 3 bars.
I use the closest bars next door. Seriously considered a shot today. I'm just saying. I may have been late to get the mini-me. Yeah. But there's a lot of people that have tattoos in memory of a family member. And that family member is memorialized with an animal of some sort, because often they are associated with an animal, like a dog or cat, raven, spider, that kind of thing. And if that's the case, that may have been their spirit animal, so they may have a stronger connection to that particular animal. And that's pretty freaking cool, that you can, just, have that connection. Now, a lot of witches do work with spirit animals, and they may work with familiars. And remember, familiars are more energy repositories or energy bases. Again, that life energy or living energy versus life energy. And, depending on what type of energy you're looking for, you may want to stop and think about what kind of energy is it, or animal it is you want to work with. Because, for instance, most people don't associate alligators with healing work.
Is it because they cry?
Sure, and they make great handbags. It's they sew with their little bitty claws. Mm-hmm. So, you may want to work with a specific spirit or type of animal that is going to help you get the right kind of energy. Which leads me into my list. I love lists because they have so much information. So, talking about animals and the symbolism, and there's a whole list here. Oh my gosh, stars. And now, generally when we think about animals, we think of a class or a group of animals like snakes. All snakes mean this. No, actually, not all snakes mean this. It could be different snakes, like an adder, for instance, often associated with transformation, healing, life energy, rebirth, resurrection, initiation, wisdom, cunning, reincarnation. Maybe that's why there's that oddball church down in the southeast that has worship services with snakes. I don't know. They could just be odd. Very odd. Alligators, crocodiles are actually associated with maternal protection. Because some of them actually do protect their eggs. Did you know that?
What is?
Alligators and crocodiles.
So you change from adders. Oh, it must be alphabetical.
It's very alphabetical.
Okay.
I prefer alphabetical. It's the OCD in me, the CDO. But yeah, crocodiles, not only maternal protection, but they're connected to the Earth Mother. Maybe it's because they're so close to the ground. Protection from manipulation. I've yet to encounter a crocodile that could be manipulated. Understanding deceit, revenge through patience. Now think about it. How long have alligators...
Revenge through patience? Is that what you said? Mm-hmm. Revenge, as in a dish best served cold.
Yep, absolutely.
Think
about it.
I believe it. No,
How long have they been around? They have been on the Earth almost longer than turtles.
They are like one of the
they're dinosaurs.
Closest members to the dinosaurs that we have on the face of the Earth.
Yep. So talk about some patience there. They've outlived their enemies like nobody's business. Initiation, understanding weather, because alligators, crocodiles, they're cold-blooded animals. They have to understand that they don't belong in the frozen tundra of the north. Although, side squirrel note, Boise over the weekend, Boise, Idaho. The animal control got called out to wrestle a 6-foot alligator.
Huh.
It wasn't Florida. It was Boise, Idaho. Not really some place you would assume that there's going to be an alligator crossing the golf course. And order and discipline. Because, discipline takes a lot of discipline just to sit there in the water with just your eyeballs poking out.
Waiting for lunch to show up.
Waiting for lunch to show up. And talk about patience. Yep. Ants are also associated with patience. Stamina, planning, energy, communal living. That one actually is not a shocker. Storing for the future, same thing. Group-minded, nope, those don't surprise me at all. Perseverance, nope, don't. Teamwork, industriousness, order, and discipline. So yeah, those are all. Yeah, that's definitely an ant. Because if ants don't pay attention to order and discipline,
dead ant.
Yeah.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Dead ant.
Yep. Badgers. And I thought I needed coffee at this hour. Badgers are.
I still have a podcast to finish.
Sucks to be you. Yeah. That order and discipline, eh? Badgers are keepers of stories. Bold self-expression, aggressiveness.
Are you talking about specifically a honey badger?
They're just badgers. Badgers can be very single-minded. They have a lot of passion.
Settle down, Karen.
Right? Karen the badger.
Karen's spirit animal is a badger.
If I ever had a pet badger, I'd name it Karen. Without a doubt.
You know what a group of Karens is called? A homeowners association.
I read that too. That was hilarious. That made me giggle. For all the Karens out there, I'm sure you're lovely people. I'm sorry that your name has been turned into like the meme.
Yeah, it's the meme of 2020.
The meme of 2020. Yes.
Whatever happened to Sharon? Because it was actually Sharon. Like for the first part of the year. Actually, it was the last part of last year. It was Sharon. And then all of a sudden, it's the Karen.
Are you sure? It's not like...
Yeah, I'm positive.
I'd have to look. But, I think that might be one of those...
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, the badger...
So Sharon is now Karen.
Right. Sharon Karens. Are you going to commit Sharon Karen?
We might be doing it right now.
Where's Lucky? She should be spitting your coffee at her nose about now.
Anyhow.
I love you, Lucky. Anyways, so badgers are associated with passion, cunning, revenge, perseverance, control. They're an antidote to passivity or victimization, perseverance in the service of a mission, groundedness, knowledge of the earth magic and wisdom, creative action in a crisis, and protection of rights and spiritual ideas.
What was that again?
Protection of rights
no,
and
I meant the animal.
Oh, badger.
Oh, well, you know what? I take that away. It was just this thought I got on, but no, that doesn't sound like a Karen.
Yeah, Alan says Karen's spirit animal is a female dog.
I think he's just saying it nicely.
Yep. Yep. So badger. Yep. I'm committing Sharon Karen. I kind of like that one. Bats are associated with death and rebirth. They're guardians of the night. Not really a shocker. And associated with cleaning. Also not really a shocker just because I know there's a lot of mosquitoes in my world. Not as many as poor Nace. I'm sorry, Nace.
Well, he lives in the land of mosquito.
Yeah, 10,000 swamps. Yeah. Well, he's next door to the land of 10,000 swamps. But, yeah, lots of mosquitoes there. Lots of bats. Bats like mosquitoes. Not all, but most. Bears are associated with introspection, healing, solitude, change, communication with spirit, death and rebirth. The bears have already committed Sharon Karen. Transformation, astral travel. They're creatures of dreams, shamans, and mystics, visionaries, defense and revenge, wisdom, thoughtfulness. Holy cow, bears have a lot of stuff going on here. Need for retreat, rest, natural strength, primal power. Anybody who doubts the primal power of a bear?
Oh my God. Dude, don't underestimate the bear.
Yeah. The bear is a significant strength. Yeah. Bears are a big deal. Sovereignty, yeah. You can't really boss the bear. Not even Sharon or Karen. Intuitions, married with instinct, awakening the power of the unconscious. Introspection, mother, cunning, healer, dreaming, direction, connection to the creator, and nature's pharmacist. Well, think about it. Bears are out there harvesting and looking for stuff from the time they open their eyes till the time they take a nap. Granted, there's like 6 months in there, but they're, I don't know. Bears are a big deal. Naysay says, where the mosquitoes are as big as the blue jays. Yes, they are. You can keep them too. Beavers are doers, builders, and gatherers. That again, not really a shocker. Beavers are builders, and they're gathering stuff all the time. Bees have a connection to the goddess Diana, understanding female warrior energy, reincarnation, communication with the dead, helping earthbound spirits move to their proper place, concentration, prosperity, community, celebration, organization, fertility and the honey of life, and sweetness of truth. Ooh, I like that, sweetness of truth. Most people assume that truth can be quite sour, but that's if you don't embrace truth on a regular basis. Channel your inner bee, not your inner politician.
And I'm sorry, it wasn't Sharon, it was Susan. It was Susan before it was Karen. Sorry.
Okay, I still committing Sharon, Karen. Let's see. Blackbirds are associated with enchantment, the gateway, the inner call, and understanding of the energies of Mother Nature. So blackbirds often appear in some of the tarot. They're often used as they're very symbolic within the tarot cards. So if the blackbird is showing up now, you do your research. Again, like I tell everybody almost every show, do your research. If you are encountering a specific animal more often than not, do your research on it. This is just a basic list. There is some detail, but at the same time, there's not as much. You may not know exactly which deities are associated with a specific animal, because the different deities from different pantheons have different associations. Just like trying to think, Zeus is associated with thunder and lightning, and so is Thor, but they don't have the same place in the hierarchy of their individual pantheons.
Nope.
At all. So be aware. You know, the different pantheons have different strengths associated with different places in the hierarchy. The boar is associated with the warrior spirit. Not really a shocker there. You ever read stories about wild boars and how they attack things? Oh, heavens to Betsy, they'll make the bear run.
Actually, they will.
They will make the bear run. So, yes, bears associated with the warrior spirit, leadership, and direction. Yes, they will lead the charge. They are the charge. And they will take you out at the ankles.
And then eat
you. Yeah, literally.
Voraciously.
And so, on that note, real quick, pigs in general, boars, wild pigs, when feral, are actually really bad.
Dangerous.
They're dangerous. They're scary, and they will tear everything to pieces.
And they'd eat everything but your teeth.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, just be aware. Yeah, boars will frenzy. And they will protect their young. And if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, yep, you'll be hurt. So pay attention. Let's see. The next on the list is bobcat. Clear vision in dark places, vigilance, suspicion. Nothing is more suspicious than a cat, trust me. Seeking ancient mystical mysteries, ability to live in solitude, and ability to see through masks. So, cats in general, yeah, they're associated with mysticism all over the place in almost every pantheon. So, 10 seconds for your 2 cents. Nope, Don doesn't have 10 seconds for 2 cents. We're just about at the top of the hour.
I kind of understood that.
Yeah. Time is flying tonight.
Yeah, the portal went pretty quick today, too.
So, yeah, it's that Lion's Gate. It's open. Energy is just flowing. So we'll be right back right after this break.
Lord, within the sun, as we will, so mote it be, the spell forever done.
Hello, my lovelies. Since we have no music, we're going to do the singing bowl. Haha. So those of you who don't like it, I'm sorry. I do. A lot of people do. Boo. Now, a lot of folks have had the opportunity to do meditation with the singing bowls in different areas. I know locally we have different groups that do the meditation with the singing bowls. Right now everything is on hold because of the stuff.
The goof.
Yep, the stuff. So, yep, that stuff. And just if you have the opportunity to do a group session or sit to and listen to the singing bowls in a live setting, it is fabulous. The energy is amazing. Where I work, we have several singing bowls for sale. The whole chakra full of them. And then the boss, we have a meditation room that we normally do classes and sessions in. And she has 3 different crystal singing bowls down there. And I got to go mess with them today. And holy cow, the energy on those babies, insane.
I sent you that link for those singing bowls.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would love them. All of them. I would take them all. So, yeah. Singing bowls are fabulous. Let's see, where were we? We had just talked about bobcats.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The next one on the list is buffalo. Earth creativity. Buffalo is very, very prominent in First Nation, especially here in the U.S.
No way.
It's a big deal. Buffalo's a big deal. Feminine courage, abundance, knowledge, generosity, hospitality, sharing, work, courage, strength, challenge. Yes, a buffalo will challenge you. Survival, giving for the greater good, formulating beneficial plans, prayer, sacredness, and life builder. I wouldn't have associated buffalo with generosity without reading that list. That's interesting, because I wouldn't have been around buffalo.
We've pet buffalo.
Yeah, I know.
With a head the size of a V8.
Yes.
God, that thing is huge.
They're very big. And if you're at Yellowstone National Park here in the U.S. and there are buffalo around, stay in your car. Do not go pet them. That is exactly how people get hurt. So let's see. Next, the bull is associated with wealth, potency, beneficence, and fertility. So, yeah, a bull market. Yes, that's why. Wealth. Cats are associated with independence. That one is not a surprise, ever. Protection, love. I can see that. Allows us to dream its dreams. Assists in meditation. Ability to fight when cornered. Yes, on all of those. Mystery. Magic. Guardianship. Detachment. Sensuality. Aloofness. Balance. Wisdom. Recuperative power. Yes. So I had this cat. His name was Archimedes. We call him Archie. That cat was a scrappy cat. He got into more fights. Should have lost his leg on at least one occasion. And now I miss my Archie cat. And but yeah, he healed every single time. Didn't even know that he was ever hurt, because he should have lost a leg. Reincarnation.
Was that nasty one that squeezed his tail and he had that pus pocket in there that sprayed all over my face?
No, that was the one where he got in a fight so bad that he had fur on his paw and fur on his arm and nothing in between.
Oh,
and
that's right.
Got wrapped with gauze and.
Yep, I remember doing that one too.
And then we looked at him and then wrapped it with duct tape because he's a cat. Strong protector, self-assured. Cats are extraordinarily self-assured, searching for hidden information and seeing spirits. So yes, if your cat is staring at the corner and you see nothing, do not assume that there is nothing there, because your cat probably sees it. They will see things before you do. Yes, cats definitely know when to come and go. Oh, Bomber wants to know, how do you know what chakras you need to heal the most? With the singing bowls, I wasn't Yeah, meditation. Um, it's part of the reason why I recommend being in a full session, because when we were using the bowls tonight, the I was had a couple different bowls going at any given time. I had like a C and a G, and then and the harmonization was really fabulous. And then I moved to a C, and that particular C just one of the gals that was there, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea my tummy hurt until it suddenly didn't." It just that anxiety and that tension from her stomach just released, and so your stomach is whichever chakra that is. I'd have to look at it. It just your tummy chakra, and what are you doing?
I'm hearing things apparently.
Okay. So that would be your solar plexus. I think is that one. As solar plexus and or your sacral chakra for your tummy.
Right.
Let's see. She also says, I didn't realize different bowls target have different ailments. It makes sense, but how do you know?
Well, perfect example is if you hear one and you didn't realize your tummy hurt until it stopped hurting. Well, it's the different frequencies. You know, the higher frequencies are closer to the top and the lower frequencies are closer to the bottom.
Now, singing bowls are generally tuned to different notes, A through G, and you can get a set of singing bowls.
Seven notes, 7 chakras, 7 points.
Let's see. I'm trying to find a quickie link. And, of course, because I'm trying to find a quickie link, I'm not going to find a quickie link. Let's see. So, your first chakra, which is your root, is a C note. The second chakra is a D, and that's your sacral. Your third chakra is an E, and that's your solar plexus. The fourth is F, and that's your heart chakra. Fifth is G, which is your throat chakra. Sixth is A, which is your third eye. And your seventh chakra is
your corona chakra.
Is a B, and that's your crown chakra. So they vary as far as how do you know which something that you need. We had a customer into the store, and he wanted to know what the different ones were, and how they would affect him. And so I had him hold a couple different bowls, and we played the bowls. And one hand he had damaged in a motorcycle accident, I think it was. And he had a lot of scar tissue in his elbow and in his shoulder, and everything connected between his shoulder and his elbow. And so in holding the bowl in the palm of his hand, the vibrations from the bowl ended at his elbow because it couldn't go through the scar tissue. So he's like, is that all it does? And I was like, well, let's try the other hand. And so I put it in the other hand, and he felt the same bowl. He felt the vibrations all the way into his tummy. It flowed up through his arm and into his chest and down to his stomach. And so we knew, because he had the scar tissue, that he had a blockage in his elbow at that particular point. And so that's someone who would benefit from a more in-depth session with the singing bowls, and someone who could really do the guided meditation and do the physiological healing with the singing bowls, and really connect them. Because you can get all 7. I don't know that We have a couple sets of the mini bowls. They're pretty. They're cute. For me, if I was to get a set of 7 singing bowls, I would go with the bigger ones. I don't know what note this is. It might be a C. I tend to associate myself with a C note, but that isn't. I don't know. I'd have to get a tuner out to see which note I have. So, and yeah, Naysay, you're right. If you're born and raised in the U.S., your chakras are probably not.
They're chakras.
They've been shocked, and they're not very aligned. So, yeah, if you can find someone who can do the healing work close to you and kind of sit or have you experience the singing bowls, if you have one a spot that you really need work on, you will know it when you're listening to the different tones, because it'll just resonate differently. I don't know how else to put it. Yep, your chakra knocked. All right. The next one on my list is the chameleon, which is the use of color as camouflage, survival, patience, ability to climb to attain one's goals, and using the sun as a source of power. Cheetah is the ability to focus intently on something for a short period of time, swiftness, self-esteem, accelerating time, keenness of sight, speed, and making events occur quickly. So cheetahs are not known for their patience. So
it's because they're one of the fastest land animals in the world.
Exactly. So if you're trying to hurry things along, maybe, focus and bring the cheetah into your world a little bit. So Bomber, you're not out. Don't worry about being off topic. I'm the one who plays the singing bowl every chance I get. And I think, yes, there is, I think, some benefit from listening to singing bowls online.
Because it's the frequency.
Yeah, it's the frequency. And as long as you've got good speakers, yes, I think it's very good. I know that if I'm having a hard time sleeping, sometimes I will listen to a singing bowl meditation session to kind of put myself into that place where I can, turn the brain off and go to sleep. I think they're very beneficial. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there on YouTube that you can use. Just make sure you're doing your research to that you're using something that's reputable and not just someone playing bowls that they bought and that sounds good, because some singing bowls are not tuned. They're cut, and just whatever comes out, that's the tone that they are. It may be a C sharp, E flat, whatever it is. It's a little bit not quite, right on point. And Lewis, yes, you can meditate while moving. You don't have to sit still and focus. But if you're going to be active when you're doing your meditation, make sure you're doing it in a safe place. Jogging is a good place for meditation. So is the shower, actually. Just be careful. The cobra is a soul guide, memory of the soul world, transmutation of the soul, past life memories, wisdom of the goddess, freedom from religious persecution. So, if cobra's showing up in your dreams, you might want to pay attention. Cougar uses leadership power wisely and without ego. You're funny. Balancing power, intention, strength, gaining self-confidence, freedom from guilt, cunning, savagery, fury, remorseless hunting, seeking of freedom, balancing intention, power, coming into your own power, courage, swiftness, and balance. Pay attention. Cats in your dream are going to be powerful in any way, shape, or form. And often you need to really pay attention to figure out what kind of cat you've got coming to visit. The next is the cow, like moo cow. Being alert to danger, contentment, great mother goddess, love, connection to the grasses, sharing through community, vitality, health, prosperity, life of the land, nourishment, and motherhood. Contentment, I totally get, actually. I've been around cows a lot. We had them as when I was a child, and nothing looks more content than a cow just sitting in a grassy field, chewing their cud, basking in the sunshine. Coyote. Now, coyote is understanding that all things are sacred, but yet nothing is sacred. There's a dichotomy there to pay attention to. Intelligence, ability to laugh at one's own mistakes. Shape-shifting, teaching balance between risk and safety. Illumination, stealth, clowning and humor. Wisdom of folly, prankster, insight, and playful. The coyote's a big deal if coyote is showing up in your dreams. The crab is ability to escape by moving sideways. They dodge well. Understanding the power of dance, ability to move through water and emotions. Male aspects of community and protection of home space.
Especially if you give them a steak knife.
Yeah, that was a funny meme. The crow is... A crow's a big deal. The crow shows up in quite a few different pantheons as far as being important. Be aware. Guardian of the place before existence, carrier of souls from darkness into light, working without fear in darkness, guidance while working in shadow, moves freely in the void, understands all things related to ethics, shapeshifter, secret magic of creation, thief, trickery, boldness, skill, cunning, single-mindedness, a bringer of knowledge, swiftness, and eloquence. The crow's a big deal. On my way home, every time I turned, I saw 1 to 2 crows. Every single time.
I see mostly seagulls.
That's because apparently they're attracted to your parking lot.
Yes,
I don't know why though.
I can tell you why, but we'll not go into it.
Okay. Let's see what was next. The deer or stag. Gentleness, healing, connection to the earth and the forest, keen scent, grace, swiftness, being alert for any danger, psychic powers, innocence, love, kindness, sensitivity, pride, independence, purification, strength, and nobility. Yes, the noble stag. And so Canunos, for instance, often associated with the stag. So in the forest.
I would venture also virility.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that also, because, yeah, I would agree. Dogs, generally associated with guidance, yes, protection, loyalty, faithfulness, devotion, and trust. Dogs are all of that. They really, really are. And fluffy, cuddly things. Dolphins are associated with change, wisdom, balance, harmony, communication skills, freedom, trust, water, element, magic, life, breath, communion with nature, protection, psychic awareness, eloquence, freedom, magic, discovery, truth, kindness, and play. Dolphins are busy little critters. And yes, there's a train going. Crows are awesome. I love them, Bomber. Doves are associated with peace, love. They're a spirit messenger, feminine energies, maternity, and prophecy. And that's amongst all traditions, not just, often the dove is associated with Christianity, but they're not just a Christian symbol. They show up in a lot of different places, so pay attention. Dragon, ancient powers, yes. Intelligence, ferocity, elemental magic, extra power, protection, and instruction in the spiritual. Dragonflies are very transformative, associated with dreams, illusions, understanding of dreams, truth, power of light. They're also flighty and carefree. Eagles, golden eagle, bald eagle, sea eagle, just eagles. Swiftness, strength, courage, wisdom, keen of sight, illumination of spirit, healing, creation, knowledge of magic, ability to see hidden spiritual truths, connection to spirit guides and teachers, power, intelligence, renewal, clear vision, the solar bird, spiritual power, carries souls back to the dream time, soul world memory, and retrieves lost soul parts. So if you've got eagles showing up in your dream a lot, you need to meditate on that just a little bit, write it down, and figure out what's going on. Let's see. Elks are associated with strength, agility, freedom, power, and nobility. Elephant, not really shocking here, they're associated with memory, strength, ancient wisdom, and power. Let's see, the falcon is associated with soul healing, accompanying the soul back to the soul world, teaching swiftness, controlling speed and movement, understanding magic, astral traveling, and healing. Fox is associated with shape-shifting, cleverness, observational skills, cunning, stealth, camouflage, feminine courage, invisibility, ability to observe unseen, persistence, gentleness, swiftness, diplomacy. Really? Wildness, adaptation, slyness, wisdom, protection, provider, and intelligence. I guess I wouldn't have associated diplomacy with the fox. I look crafty like a fox. Yeah. Yeah, okay, maybe. It wouldn't have been the first place that I went. Frogs and toads is sensitivity, medicine, just don't lick them. Hidden beauty and power, cleansing, healing magics, faith, and miracles. I just, I don't know that I could ever do that. Lick a frog. I know that's one way to get some hallucinatory stuff going on, but no. Goats, again, not really a shocker on these ones. Sure-footedness, seeking new heights. Saw the craziest picture a while back. It was a herd of goats. They were zoomed in on the original picture. As they zoomed out,
they're standing in a tree.
They were standing on the inside curve of a dam.
Oh, right, yes.
Of a dam, people. I don't know what they were hanging on to. But goats. Yes, goats. Yeah, they also like to stand on cars. The goose is associated with vigilance. Not very shocking there.
What is?
Goose.
With vigilance?
Yes.
How about cantankerousness?
No doubt. Yeah, goose. Parenthood, productive power, the call of the quest, travels to legendary places, luck, innocence, storytelling, fertility, fidelity, and symbol of 8 and infinity. They're infinitely vigilant and they will chase you. The hawk is associated with clear-sightedness, being observant, far memory, messages from the spirit, guardianship, recalling past lives, courage, wisdom, illumination, seeing the larger picture, creativity, truth, experience, wise use of opportunities, overcoming problems, nobility, recollection, cleansing, visionary, power, defense, new life, primal life force, fulfillment, and messenger. The hornet, wasp, and yellow jacket are kind of all lumped together. And I'm okay with that because they will sting you. Use of female warrior energy, sisterhood, understanding female societies, and communal living. I'm sure there's something to be said about all of those things being associated with feminine energy, but I'm not... Yeah. So, horse is associated with the goddess. Think Epona. The land, travel, power, freedom, strength, movement, grace, dignity, stamina, endurance, faithfulness, journey, swiftness, friends, loyalty, and astral traveling. So, if you're dreaming about a horse a lot, it may be that the goddess is trying to get a hold of you, but you may also just need to
take a vacation.
Take a vacation and do some astral traveling quickly. The hummingbird is a messenger and stopper of time. Actually, that doesn't surprise me the slightest with the hummingbird, the stopper of time. Just watching videos of them, they're insane.
Especially when their wings are, when birds' wings are in time with the shutter of the camera. It looks like they're not even moving.
Yeah,
it just look, it's crazy.
It
That's just
crazy.
birds in general, though.
Yes. Let's see, the next one is the jaguar. Seeing the roads within chaos, understanding the patterns of chaos, moving without fear in otherworld realms, facilitating soul work, empowering oneself, moving in unknown places, shapeshifter, psychic, sight, and releasing of fear. Jaguar is a big deal. Just don't let them chase your horse in your dream.
Oh, goodness.
All right, and on that note, guess what? It's our last break of the night. Tonight is screaming by. Wow. So we'll be right back in about 2.5 to 3 minutes.
Brothers, oh, the cauldron cries, it singeth unto me the songs of Mother Goddess and the Father in the tree.
No sound. Hi, sound. Sound is on. Hi. This is the first time I've done this. Apparently I've forgotten everything. No, it's not my first time. So, hello, caller. Area code 860. You're on the air. Hello? Nope. That's what I thought. They were calling in to listen. So, sorry, caller. Call back. I promise I won't pay attention. Oh, goodness.
So Aussie Tiger is asking, if you hear the sound of a horse and there's not one near you, what could it mean?
Well, Bomber says Yowie.
Bomber said Yowie. I didn't see Bomber say Yowie.
Yeah, right underneath what Aussie Tiger said.
Oh.
And then.
Oh, I guess she did. Yeah.
So Brent had the same experience about the same time of day. Only animal nearby was his dog and no others. No, guys, sorry about the no sound. That was all operator error. If you hear a horse snorting and there is not one nearby, I'm not sure. For those of you who are Bigfooters or enthusiasts, you know does it make noises that sound a lot like a horse? And it could have been one of those things. Or it could have been, I don't know.
Well, I suppose it could be like a spirit animal trying to get a hold of you.
Absolutely, it could have been. I would write down as many details as you can remember, Aussie. And if you have the opportunity for tracks or any other indicators of something being there, that would be interesting.
And make sure that you also write down as best as possible what you were doing at the time. Because if you hear it again and you're doing that same thing, then maybe it's related to that you heard it last time. It's related to that. So make sure you put everything down and then go back and look at it. Well, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, but this is not, that is not. So really kind of boil it down to, well, it happens when I'm here, or it happens at this time of the day, or it happens when I'm with this person or that person. So, that's why you journal everything.
Yes. Now, it could be something, it could be nothing. I know when I was a kid, we had a flock of ravens that would bark like dogs. Didn't know the ravens were there. They would just bark like dogs, and we always looked for the dogs. So if there's an animal nearby that does the mimic, that could be it as well. So just, True. But still, write it down. With Brent, I generally assume it's something more paranormal. I don't know. And it could very well be something more paranormal, Aussie. Or it could be a spirit animal trying to get a hold of you or trying to get your attention because there's something going on. Meditate on it. Set your intention before you go to sleep at night, and it's like, hey, I need to know more about this situation and what's going on, and can I get some additional information, please? And that sometimes you do need that clarifying thing. Or maybe if you didn't call in and talk to Deb last night, you should have. So maybe reach out to Deb, because may be able to give you some insight. Because she is a skill set. And she guides. Very much so. Let's see. Oof. I don't know that we're going to get through all of these. Blah. So, the leopard and whether snow leopard or regular leopard, is sensitivity to touch, stalking, approaching someone unseen, movement in shadow worlds, communication with plant kingdom, understanding one's shadow side, trusting one's inner self, agility, and strength. So if you're seeing a leopard or snow leopard in your dreams, it may be time for some shadow work. Aussie, real quick, did your dog react to the sound at all? Because that may be an indicator of whether it was a paranormal experience, a normal experience, or an internal experience. The lion represents letting go of stress, strong family ties, strength, courage, energy of the feminine, and the power of the female sun.
What is that again?
The lion.
Lion.
Mm-hmm. Lizard is detachment from ego, power to regenerate that which is lost, facing fear and controlling dreams, moving into the other world, conservation and agility. Lynx is the keenness of sight, divination, developing psychic senses, keeper of all secrets and mysteries, movement through time and space, secrets and vision of the hidden and unseen. Yeah, going back to the cats. Cats are a big deal. Moose. Actually, this is not a shocker for anybody who's ever encountered a moose. Headstrong. Unstoppable longevity. Yeah, that would be a moose. I have talked to someone who actually was a conductor on a train. He was in the train. And he had a moose charge the engine. So, you know what? Moose, yes, they're headstrong. Using leadership power wisely and without ego. Balancing power, intention, strength, gaining self-confidence, freedom from guilt, and cunning. The mouse is shyness, quiet, attention to detail, and sneakiness. Yeah, not really surprised there. Yeah, moose don't give a doggone thing. So, Aussie, yeah, it sounds like there's not something that your dog associates with something to fear, or
it was just for you.
Yeah, absolutely, just for you. Yep. Let's see. Otter, joy, feminine power, helpfulness, adventure, the magic of joy, youthful exuberance, zeal, laughter, curiosity, and mischievousness. Yep, that's definitely 100% an otter. Owl is associated with silent and swift movement, seen behind masks, keen sight, messenger of secrets and omens, shape-shifting, link between the dark and unseen world and the world of light, comfort with shadow self, moon magic, freedom, silent wisdom, nocturnal vision, healing powers, magical detachment, change, the mystery of magic, omens, the arts, watchfulness, night magics, truth, patience. If you got owls in your dream, pay attention. It's a big deal.
Sure.
Panther, astral travel, guardian energy, symbol of the feminine, understanding of death, reclaiming one's power, ability to know the dark, death, rebirth, swiftness, cunning, strength, perseverance, boldness, beauty, gaining confidence. Yep, it's a cat thing. It's reincarnation, new life cycles, cleansing energy of fire, rebirth, renewal, growth, spirituality, strength, and energy. Yep, that's a big deal. The pig, or sow, crone goddess, rooting out the truth, deep earth magic, past life knowledge, intelligence, cunning, generosity, nourishment, and discovery. Actually, not surprised there. The rabbit or hare, guile, quick thinking, humility, strengthening intuition, releasing fear, overcoming the past, resolution to change, fertility, not a shocker. New life, alertness, nurturing, rebirth, and balance. This one's not surprising either. Raccoon, curiosity, creativity, dexterity, and disguise. They're fun pets. You should get one. If I brought one home.
You'd get shot.
Yeah, they'd eat my chickens. Let's see. Raven, healing, initiation, protection, magic, shape-shifting, creation, eloquence, magic of the crone, trickster, teacher, and hoarder. Yes, ravens like shiny things. So, yeah, Aussie, I would talk to Deb. That's what I think. Salamander connects with earth and water, connection to soul memories, change, comfort and darkness, ability to cloak in the face of adversity. Salmon is understanding divination messages, rebirth of spiritual knowledge, wisdom, inspiration, and rejuvenation. Scorpion is death, rebirth, transmutation, and repelling negativity. The seal is associated with protection, lucid dreaming, creativity, love, longing, dilemma, and active imagination. The shark has the ability to move constantly. They have to. Remorselessness, they don't care. And never being caught off guard. Ability to defend oneself. Hunter, survival, and adaptability. Yep, that's another one of those dinosaurs. Sheep or ram is confidence in one's abilities, fertility, courage, new beginnings, abundance, assurance in new areas, sacrifice, breakthrough, and achievement. Skunk is associated with sensuality. I don't know why. Respect. Yes, respect the skunk. Self-esteem, shrewdness, transformation, life, fertility, and transmutation. Snake, elusiveness, transmutation, exploration of the mysteries of life. Primitive or elemental energy, protection from religious persecution, goddess energy, psychic energy, creative power, immortality, rebirth, resurrection, initiation, wisdom, healing, and transformation. Sphinx, associated with initiation, end of a cycle, elemental magic, and meeting the Dark Mother. Spider is a master weaver, weaver of the web of fate, wisdom, creativity, divine insight, shape-shifting, understanding of the patterns of illusion, female energy for the creative life force, creativeness, connecting the past with the future, creating possibilities, the weaver of the primordial alphabet. Yeah, spiders are a big deal. If spiders and owls are sitting down at tea in your dreams, pay attention. It's a big deal. Squirrels are known for conservation, storage, activity, and preparedness. Yes, Hammy, it's a big deal. Swan is sensitive, emotional, dreamer, mystic, longevity, awakening the truth of beauty of the power of the self, soul, love, beauty, transformation, self-transformation, self-images, intuition, empathy, moon magics, grace, balance, and innocence. The tarantula is different than the spider, apparently, because they're associated with the ability to shed the outer skin or masks and transform, creativity, spinning a web to entrap enemies, defense of territory, and intimidation by size. Yeah, they're scary. Use of environment to conceal oneself. You know, tarantulas may not be very big, but they carry a big stick. I don't like them. The Tasmanian devil is self-defense, protection of territory, ability to use perseverance when necessary, and understanding of how and when to fight.
Did you say the Tassie devil?
Yeah, Tasmanian devil.
Huh.
Yep. Tiger is associated with power, energy, strength, and willpower in the face of adversity. Action without analysis, passion, devotion. Why are you so surprised about the Tasmanian?
Because it was on the list.
Yeah.
Not about the attributes, just
That they're stood there?
Yeah.
Okay, so if the spider and the owl are having tea and the turtle joins them, it's a big deal. Turtle is a symbol of the earth, connection with the center, navigation skills, patience, self-boundaries, association with the feminine, power to heal, female diseases, respecting the boundaries of others, developing new ideas, self-reliance, tenacity, nonviolent defense, motherhood, linking heaven to earth, awakening to opportunities, creative source, informed decisions, planning, adaptability, slow progress, retreat, grounding, chastity, conservation, and longevity.
and surfing.
Dude. The unicorn is the spirit of purity, innocence, and childhood. Hey, if the Tasmanian devil can be on there, the unicorn can be.
The Tasmanian devil's an actual animal, as opposed to the dragon and the unicorn.
Okay, narwhal. The whale is the record keeper for all eternity. All knowledge is associated with voice, psychic and telepathic abilities, all aspects of the sea, beauty of movement, creation, power of song, awakening inner depths, ancient knowledge, and sound awareness. Actually, none of those surprised me for the whale. Now, if the wolf is coming to tea as well, again, it's a big deal. The wolf is associated with facing the end of one's cycle with dignity and courage, death and rebirth, spirit teaching, instinct linked with intelligence, social and family values, outwitting enemies, steadfastness, skill and protection of self and family, taking advantage of change, intuition, learning the shadow, guardianship, ritual, loyalty, spirit, a pathfinder, psychic energy, inner divinity. Wolf is a big deal. Teaching, careful study, cunning, escaping hunters, ability to pass by dangers invisibly. An astral wolf could lead you to a spiritual teacher. Actually, that's a very big deal. Strong protection, spiritual guidance in dreams and meditations. The teacher, success, perseverance, stability, and thought. The Tasmanian devil, Aussie, is
tiger.
Oh, the tiger is power, energy, strength, willpower in the face of adversity, acting in a timely manner, action without analysis. Why I assume Tasmanian devil and Aussie tiger would be in the same sentence. Anyways. Wolverine is revenge, understanding aggression, protection against attackers, multi-level protection, because Wolverines are badass, standing your ground, and fierceness. A Wolverine will attack a bear, a grizzly bear, and they will win. The Wyvern is revenge, retribution, of fear as a defense. So that's the full list that I had. I'm going to put the link in the show notes. Yeah, or a link in the show notes. So, Bomber, it was just whales. We're kind of all lumped together. Whales are a big deal. Power of song.
Killer whales aren't whales.
Oh, what are they?
They're porpoises.
There's no purpose to the porpoise in this.
Unless you consider it a dolphin.
Yeah, I suppose that could be. So, a dolphin is change, wisdom, balance, harmony, communication, freedom. Free willing. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I'll put the notes in here because that way y'all can, if I miss something or if you want to look it up again. Oh, what on earth? That's not the link I wanted. I don't know, did any of those surprise you or?
No. Thunderbird wasn't on the list, Lois.
Yep,
Phoenix was, but not Thunderbird. Two different things, though. So.
Yeah.
And Bomber, there was no orca either. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm from the West Coast, the Vancouver Channel. I know orcas.
So, just this list is an extensive list, yeah, but there are a lot more animals out there than this. So, don't be afraid to do your research. Yeah, Bigfoot wasn't in there. Sorry, Lois. And because your specific spirit animal is going to call to you a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. There we go. And you need to pay attention to that. You need to, if you're feeling that connection, you're going to want to, you're going to want to do that research. Write it down. Put it in your journal. Different animals in your dreams, depending on the situation, yeah, they're going to have different meanings. If you're hearing the horse in the background, there's it's going to have specific energy to your specific ken, and you're going to want that for yourself, that information for yourself. And there's going to be different parts of that information that's going to connect to you more. So yeah, when you're coming across animals in your day-to-day life, different things are going to stand out. Like for me on my way home, I noticed that there's a lot of ravens or crows. And part of that was because I look for them. So if you're out in your day-to-day life, if you're looking for a certain animal, odds are pretty good you're going to see a lot more of them. Now, when I'm driving, I often see fields full of cows, but that doesn't mean that cows are having a special meaning to me right now. It'd be different though if
It was a cow where you didn't expect it.
exactly. So it's the one that sticks out someplace you wouldn't normally see it. If I came home and there's a cow in my front yard, yeah, I'd probably pay attention to that one. What's going on? Why is there a cow in my yard?
Steak.
Yeah, it's beef. It's what's for dinner. Um, just it's the things that stand out, the ones that stick out. It's not going to be your the things that are your common everyday stuff. I mean, if you think a tiger is showing up oddly and weirdly, but you're at the zoo, it's not that much of a surprise. So, where you're seeing something does have some importance and meaning as well, and the environment in which you're seeing the different animals and the creatures. So, see, what else? And living energy really is different than life energy. I think is one of the bigger takeaways from the first half. Because yes, there is a true difference. And I think that's true about living energy of pretty much anything. Your plants, the living energy of plants is different than the life energy of a plant. And people, living energy of people is different than the life energy of people. And it's not just animals that might be showing up in a repetitive fashion in your dreams or in your life. It could be a thing as well. Like it's for some odd reason there's always an orange in your dream. You might want to look at the metaphysical meanings of either the orange tree, the orange fruit, or the color orange, and find out what those associations are, and just do a little bit more personal work on those specific things. And a lot of what I talk about as far as the pagan path and witchcraft and everything, a lot of it is specific to the individual. I mean, orange for me is a pretty warm color associated with, fun and family. Other people may see orange as bad. It has to do with your own personal experiences and what those things mean to you. So if a wolf is scary to you, that may be more of a warning than some of those other spiritual meanings that a wolf is associated with. Think of it as like the reverse of a tarot card. So, yeah, it's the situation has a lot to do with the meaning also. So don't just, if you see animals in your dreams, don't take them at face value. Write everything down and research the different bits and pieces. So, on that note, the adventure awaits us from the coming week with the Lionsgate today. And man, try to look at the bright side of things. The world's insane. The world is insane right now. Roll with it a little bit. Don't dwell on it. And remember to take a deep cleansing breath. So on that note, we'll see you guys next weekend. So merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. And I hope you guys have a great week.
Lord, within the sun, as we will, so mote it be, the spell forever done.